I'm David Kelly. I'm the Executive Director of the Atlas Society and a consultant to the Atlas Shrugged film. We're going to watch two clips, both drawn from Chapter 2 in the novel. Hank Rearden, the successful steel producer, has returned home after a momentous day in his office. He has just poured the first heat of his new invention, Rearden metal. He lives in a palatial home with his family, his wife Lillian, his brother Philip, and his mother. He doesn't get along real well with his family. They don't seem to appreciate him or admire or much less love him. They snipe a lot. In the first clip we're going to watch, his brother Philip comes into Hank's office to ask a favor.
I hope you didn't come here for anything.
Henry?
Philip? What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm working for Friends of Global Awareness.
I know them. What do you want?
Money. Doesn't everyone?
Call my office first thing in the morning. I'll authorize $100 grand for you.
You really don't care about helping the underprivileged, do you?
No, Philip, I don't. But it'll make you happy.
Well, it's not for me, Hank. It's for the benefit of the less privileged. Do you think I can have the money wired to my account?
A wire? Why?
Oh, the thing is, it's a progressive group. They wouldn't appreciate your name on a check.
You're kidding me.
It would embarrass us to have you on a list of our contributors.
That look on Hank's face is worth the price of admission. Now let's go to our second clip, in which Hank goes into dinner with Paul Larkin, a businessman and friend of the family.
By the way, I don't care what the industry says, Henry, Rearden metal, it's terrific. I just hope you don't run into any trouble.
What trouble?
Well, you're not very popular, Hank.
I haven't heard any complaints from my customers.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. You know what you should do? You ought to get yourself a good press agent to sell you to the public.
It's my metal I'm selling, not me. Thank you.
But you don't want the public against you. Public opinion, you know, can mean a lot.
As far as I can tell, it doesn't mean a damn thing one way or another.
The press is against you.
They have time to waste. I don't.
Well, they say you're intractable, you're ruthless, your only goal is to make money.
My only goal is to make money.
Yeah, but you shouldn't say it. Hank, I'm on your side. How's your band in Washington?
Wesley Mouch. It's fine, I suppose.
Good. It's important that your man in Washington is fine.
The theme that runs through both clips is money. Hank has it, Philip wants it. Hank says that's his only goal, to make money. Larkin says, but don't say that. What's going on with these attitudes? They reflect different attitudes toward money, many of which we see around us today. First, there's Rearden. He's proud of his wealth because he earned it. He produced it by running a successful business, and he enjoys having the wealth that has brought him. He may say that he's actually all about money, but that's not quite true. In the novel, the line says, "My goal is to make steel and money." He obviously is not out to make money at by any means, at any cost, so to speak. He wants to make it by being successful in production. What about Philip? He says self-righteously that he doesn't want the money for himself, but to give away to, quote, the less fortunate. And he says it in a way that, in effect, accuses Rearden of being uncaring or being somehow morally inferior because he doesn't have that particular interest. There's also a degree of cynicism in Philip. When Hank asks him, what do you want? He says money. Doesn't everyone? And did you notice how he touched the globe as he says that? That was invoking the cynical thought, money makes the world go round. And what about Philip's asking to get the money anonymously? The implication is it's dirty money, something to be hidden and laundered by giving it away, but we don't want to look too closely at the source. Then there's Larkin. Larkin is a businessman and he admires Rearden's prowess as a producer, but he's also, like James Taggart, highly tuned to public opinion and connections in Washington, and he's warning Rearden about not flaunting his wealth, appearing more mellow and cooperative. These different attitudes reflect Ayn Rand's basic distinction between producers who acquire their wealth through production by their own skill and effort, and those who get their wealth, seek their wealth indirectly from the producers. It is a distinction between makers and takers. And those takers are of two different varieties. There are people like Philip who get it by begging, using guilt as their weapon. And then there are people like the Washington politicos who take it by force through taxation and other government measures. In Atlas Shrugged, the makers are the heroes. The producers are the heroes. They're the ones who are creative, rational, they have courage, they act with honor, they don't expect a free ride from anybody. I think Atlas Shrugged is the only, or at least one of the very, very few works in which people in business are presented as heroic, as honorable, as adding to the world, rather than as pinstripe thieves like Gordon Gekko. It's not that Rand was pro-business or pro-business people altogether. James Taggart, after all, is a business person, and he's one of the villains. There are many others in the novel. But people like Dagny, Hank, Ellis Wyatt, these are the people who contribute the most to our world, the atlases that hold up the world. But this raises the question, how come the bad guys seem to be winning? What is the power that they have to control the producers, since they are so dependent on them? In the scene with Hank and Philip, when Philip asks for the money anonymously, Hank recognizes the sheer effrontery of that request. But he still gives the money. Why doesn't he say, "The hell with you then," and take it back? What is it that allows people like Philip to get away with it? What allows the bad guys to win? I'm going to leave you with that question. It is one of the deepest questions in Atlas Shrugged.